Battle Through the Heavens Season 5 Episode 154. Inside the Heavenly Tomb, Xiao Yan unexpectedly encounters the Red Lotus Karmic Flame and the Nine Serene Wind Flame, which are ranked 8th and 10th on the Heavenly Flame ranking respectively. What priceless expressions will their masters have when they see a cheat like Lucky Bro, who possesses 4 types of Heavenly Flames? To enter the 3rd level of the Heavenly Tomb and evade the great energy storm raging on the 2nd level, Xiao Yan and the members of the other ancient clans had worked together to breach the energy light curtain at the entrance, carving a path to the 3rd level. Unexpectedly, they discovered this place had become a stone-like layer of energy crystal, which was actually the nest of the Ancient Devouring Worms. With tens of thousands of these worms constantly repairing it, the passage that Xiao Yan and the others had opened began to gradually close up. Noticing this change, Gu Qingyong urged everyone not to hold back, as they would all be sealed inside if they didn't break through the passage soon. Despite their continuous bombardment, their efforts proved useless. In fact, the closing speed of the crystal walls on both sides seemed to accelerate. It turned out that whenever their attacks landed on the crystal wall, the ancient devouring worms hiding behind would quickly swarm over to repair it. After devouring the immense dou qi from the attacks, the worms secreted even more energy, strengthening the wall. Seeing this strange turn of events, everyone's expression turned grim, with some even showing panic in their eyes, wondering if they were going to die there. Just as they were at their wits' end, Xiao Yan, who was at the back of the group, slowly walked forward. He flicked a wisp of brownish-white flame, which gently struck the energy crystal layer. Under its scorching heat, a pit more than 2 feet deep appeared before their astonished eyes, and the ancient devouring worms hiding behind it were instantly incinerated. Seeing the effectiveness of the heavenly flame, Xiao Yan breathed a sigh of relief, realizing that the ancient devouring worms could not devour heavenly flames. When Hun saw this was effective, a hint of joy flashed in his eyes, and he urged, "Xiao Yan, hurry up and open the passage." Xiao Yan paid no heed to Hun's incessant urging. Instead, he turned his gaze to Huo Zhi of the Yan Clan and Xingji of the Yao Clan, proposing a plan. "I can handle breaking through the passage, but I need you two to use your heavenly flames on the sides to slow down the closing speed of the walls. This task shouldn't be difficult for you, right?" Huo Zhi agreed without any hesitation. Although Xingji frowned, he ultimately nodded after considering the dire situation. However, even with the two assisting with their heavenly flames, the task of breaking through the main passage would consume a tremendous amount of Xiao Yan's energy. Therefore, Xiao Yan proposed another condition. Aside from Huo Zhi and Xingji, he needed all the energy crystal cores from everyone else. Hearing this, the group was stunned, but no one objected, as they were all exhausted from their previous joint effort. Now that all the work fell to Xiao Yan alone, the 2 members from the Lei clan, after moments' thought, took the lead and handed over all their energy crystal cores. Following their lead, the members of the other clans also successively handed over their cores. But when it was the turn of Hun and Hun Li, the 2 unlucky fellows showed faces full of displeasure. "Xiao Yan," Hun complained, "you've taken so many energy cores, isn't that enough?" "Whether it's enough or not, I must collect your payment," Xiao Yan replied calmly. "Of course, if you two are unwilling, I won't force you. But please, turn around and walk back." At these words, the faces of Hun and his companion instantly turned ashen. Retreating now would mean certain death in the energy storm. So with great reluctance, they could only toss the energy crystal cores in their hands to Xiao Yan. Meanwhile, the energy wall's healing speed visibly accelerated as the ancient devouring worms continued their repairs. "It seems we must hurry," Xiao Yan noted, turning to Huo Zhi and Xingji. "I'll leave the sides to you." Huo Zhi nodded slightly in acknowledgement. Xingji, however, glanced at Xiao Yan, clearly unhappy about being given orders, but said nothing. Retracting his gaze, Xingji flicked his finger, and a ball of faint black flame appeared in his palm. The flame howled, and the strange sound of wind could be faintly heard within it. Everyone present looked on with a hint of wonder, because this was the Nine Serene Wind Flame, ranked 10th on the Heavenly Flame ranking. As an alchemist, Xiao Yan had naturally heard of this flame's fame. It is said that the Nine Serene Wind Flame is born in the most violent of abysses, where dark winds blow ceaselessly all year, a place where even ordinary Do Zun experts dare not venture deep. Xiao Yan speculated that the Yao Clan must have paid an immense price to obtain it. Just as everyone's gaze was focused on Xingji's Nine Serene Wind Flame, a red lotus-shaped flame slowly rose from Huo Zhi's palm. The moment this crimson flame appeared, the Nine Serene Wind Flame in Xingji's hand immediately dimmed slightly. Seeing his own heavenly flame suppressed, Xingji was extremely displeased but helpless, as her 8th-ranked Red Lotus Karmic Flame was 2 places higher than his. Seeing her heavenly flame was far stronger than Xingji's, Huo Zhi wore a look of smug pride. Then she turned her gaze somewhat provocatively toward Xiao Yan, clearly wanting to have a little contest and test her heavenly flame against his. Xiao Yan couldn't help but chuckle, surprised that the usually quiet Huo Zhi was so competitive when it came to heavenly flames. After a light sigh, he flicked his finger, and a brownish-white flame flashed into existence. The moment this flame appeared, the Red Lotus Karmic Flame in Huo Zhi's hand began to fluctuate violently, while the Nine Serene Wind Flame in Xingji's hand, already dimmed, became even fainter. Huo Zhi's eyes filled with shock. Her keen senses could naturally tell that the brownish-white flame was formed by the fusion of several heavenly flames, and she speculated its power was comparable to a heavenly flame ranked in the top 6. Something as insane as fusing heavenly flames. You are likely the first person to ever do it, she said. Xiao Yan neither confirmed nor denied her words. He knew that while fusing heavenly flames seemed crazy, it wasn't entirely impossible, and her claim that he was the first was likely not credible. After all, the master who created a miraculous technique like the flame mantra must have also fused them. But now was not the time to discuss this. He quickly moved to the energy crystal wall and said, "All right, time is short. Let's move now. Stay close to me and don't fall behind." With that, a purplish-brown fire dragon erupted from within his flames. As its sharp claws danced, the crystal wall instantly shattered, creating a huge crater. Xiao Yan then controlled the great dragon, charging swiftly ahead, with Gu Qingyong's group following closely behind. At the same time, Huo Zhi and Xingji swiftly summoned their flames, covering the surrounding crystal walls. With the trio's tacit cooperation, the group's speed increased significantly. Although Xiao Yan's Douqi was on the verge of exhaustion several times during this period, he was able to gradually recover thanks to the many energy cores everyone had given him. After pushing forward desperately, an emerald-like crystal wall appeared in their line of sight, with densely packed ancient devouring worms behind it. It seemed that once they passed through here, they would truly enter the 3rd level of the heavenly tomb. Just as the fire dragon was about to collide with the emerald crystal wall, Xiao Yan noticed a strange, fist-sized insect alkali at its center. With no time to think, the fire dragon and the energy crystal layer crashed with a boom. To the surprised and joyful gazes of the crowd, the emerald crystal wall shattered with a bang. Xiao Yan took the opportunity to quickly put the insect alkali into his storage ring. Then with a leap, he instantly rushed out of the passage. Behind him, Gu Qingyong and the others, who were already prepared, followed like shadows, sticking close behind. Just how ridiculously high is Sun'er's status within the Gu clan? It was so high that the clan elders spared no effort, arranging for 4 of the clan's top young prodigies to ensure her safety. After witnessing Xiao Yan's incredible combat power in the heavenly tomb, those prodigies of the Gu clan finally understood why Sun'er was always devoted to our lucky brother. Picking up where we left off, under Xiao Yan's full power strike, the group finally passed through the ancient devouring insect's nest, successfully arriving at the 3rd level of the heavenly tomb. Appearing before them now was a grey land that stretched as far as the eye could see. Xiao Yan and the others were delighted as they felt the exceptionally immense energy around them continuously seeping into their bodies. They realized that here, they would likely achieve good cultivation results even without searching for other energy cores. This 3rd level of the heavenly tomb was indeed far superior to the first 2. However, just as everyone was rejoicing, the ancient devouring insects from the passage unexpectedly swarmed out after them. Seeing this, Gu Qingyong and the others' faces changed, and they quickly retreated. After all, if they were entangled by such a vast number of ancient devouring insects, they would be devoured without a trace left in an instant. But just as they were about to retreat, they were shocked to see that the tens of thousands of insects, upon entering the 3rd level's range, seemed to be repelled by something and all exploded. Although they knew it was a dead end, the ancient devouring insects still fearlessly charged forward again. Seeing this, the group was momentarily baffled. They wondered why the insects would resort to such a pointless suicide. While the group was pondering in confusion, Xiao Yan's heart stirred slightly. He suspected it was related to the insect queen he took when he broke through the golden wall. At the same time, after continuously charging for several dozen minutes, the ancient devouring insects helplessly chose to give up and retreat. Just as Xiao Yan was about to call everyone to leave, he discovered that those two cunning fellows, Hun Ye and Hun Li, had long since vanished. They must have fled during the initial insect attack. Now, having entered the third level of the heavenly tomb, it was time to find a place to cultivate properly. Thus, after Huo Zhi expressed his thanks to Xiao Yan, he left first with Huo Zhi. Following him, the Shi clan and Lei clan members also departed one after another. As for Xingji of the Yao clan, he glanced at Xiao Yan without any pleasantries and with a flick of his sleeve, led the enchanting woman of the Yao clan away. Naturally, Sooner would accompany her brother Xiao Yan to find Xiao Xian's tomb. In Gu Qingyong's view, however, that place was located in the deepest part of the heavenly tomb, so its danger went without saying. If they were to encounter a Dosheng-level energy body, they would truly be finished. But seeing Xiao Yan's determination, Gu Qingyong could only sigh helplessly. He then turned his head towards Gu Zheng and the man in the silver robe and said, "What are your plans? Just find a random place to cultivate for 3 years? Do you think that's possible? When we entered the heavenly tomb, I was told by the elders to protect Sooner. I think this order wasn't just given to me, right?" "I was also given the same order," a man said, introducing himself. "Gu Hua, second commander of the Black Submerged Army. I never understood before why Sooner was so devoted to you. Now, it seems I might have some answers." "I received the order too," said another. "My name is Gu Xing, third commander of the Black Submerged Army. Earlier, thanks to you." In response, Xiao Yan also smiled and cupped his fists. Since these three, Gu Qingyong and the others, didn't show much hostility towards him, Xiao Yan didn't treat them coldly either. Hearing what Gu Hua and Gu Xing said, Gu Qingyong spread his hands and chuckled. "Looks like we're all in the same boat. In that case, let's go together. If we join forces, as long as we don't encounter a Dosheng-level energy body, we shouldn't have any major problems." However, he added that whether they could actually enter Xiao Xian's tomb would depend on Xiao Yan himself. It was said that powerful experts from the Gu clan had reached that place before but couldn't get in no matter what. So Gu Qingyong also reminded Xiao Yan to prepare mentally for returning empty-handed, in case his ancestor, Xiao Xian, didn't want anyone to disturb his rest. "My intuition tells me I should be able to gain something." "I hope," Xiao Yan replied. "In that case, let's get moving," Gu Qingyong said. "The third level of the heavenly tomb. I'd like to see for myself just how dangerous it can be." "Let's go," Xiao Yan agreed. After saying that, he and Sooner exchanged a look and then swiftly flew off into the distance. Behind them, Gu Qingyong and the other three followed closely. In the following 4 months of frantic travel, although Xiao Yan and his group encountered a swarm of powerful 8-star energy bodies, they managed to successfully break through with their combined efforts. But now, as they truly entered the depths of the third level of the heavenly tomb, Xiao Yan's expression became exceptionally grim. According to his soul perception, there were energy bodies of terrifyingly immense power in several directions around them. Even in the weakest northwest direction, there were 3 8-star dozuns and a 9-star level energy body. He could even vaguely sense a powerful aura that surpassed a 9-star dozun. According to Xiao Yan's speculation, this energy body's strength had likely reached at least half saint. Hearing this, Gu Qingyong and the others instantly fell silent. After all, such a terrifying existence would be extremely difficult to deal with. But as things stood, this was the only path they could take. They decided that as long as they were careful not to alert the half-saint level energy body, it probably wouldn't be a big problem. So after discussing their plan, Xiao Yan and the others cautiously flew deeper into the heavenly tomb. After traveling a few hundred meters, they saw 4 energy bodies sitting cross-legged on a large boulder not far ahead. After teaming up for the past few months, the cooperation between Xiao Yan and the others had already developed some chemistry. Seeing Gu Qingyong and the others ready on standby, Xiao Yan waved his hand fiercely. At the same time, his figure instantly appeared before an 8-star energy body and obliterated it with a single punch. As Xiao Yan killed this 8-star energy body with lightning speed, the other 2 also exploded one after another. With 3 energy bodies instantly killed, the 9-star energy body's eyes shot open. However, just as it was about to act, it was completely reduced to dust under the combined attack of Sooner and the others. Seeing their successful ambush, Xiao Yan's group exchanged smiles. The journey after that was relatively smooth, but this smoothness didn't last long. The expressions on their faces gradually became grim. On a mountain peak not far ahead, a figure stood proudly. The dark red, ghost-headed greatsword before him emitted a bloody scent that filled the entire mountain. Feeling the terrifying pressure emanating from the other party, Xiao Yan and the others' brows furrowed slightly. So this was a half-saint-level energy body. It was truly formidable. Just as their faces were grim, the figure, as if it had sensed them, suddenly stood up. Seeing that they had been discovered, Xiao Yan let out a light breath. Far from being afraid, his heart surged with a burning passion. After all, fighting a powerhouse like a half-saint would be a first in his life.